Hey, 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 hey. Nearly there. Yep. Okay. We are ready. Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to another stream of Plane Shift. Aha, we are here again. Yeah, I'm here again, and in the next days, I'm taking some vacations, and so probably I will not be streaming. I mean, depends a bit on a few things, but it may be possible that I'm streaming, but also not. Hello, Shlu. Hey, thank you for the subscription with Prime. You are actually the first ever subscriber on Twitch. Because because I signed the affiliate contract that we couldn't sign before because we were multi-streaming, and Twitch was not allowing the multi-stream. But now we can. So you are the first ever subscriber with Prime on Twitch. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. So I did some changes today. Yesterday, whatever, someone was asking about the gamma setting. So I added the gamma setting to the options. Actually, you know what? I didn't even test it. So I think we need to test it a bit and see if it works or not. I have no idea. Let me go. I mean, I tested it on another project, so I know that that's the right config to change, but I didn't test it in our game. It's a global setting that is actually affecting everything, including the editor. I mean, you can use it in the editor and such. So if you lower the gamma, it will change it for the game and for the editor in case you are using the editor, which is okay anyway. Let me switch gears here a second and go like that. So yeah, I wanted to test that. I don't even have to log in. I can just yeah, true. I don't even need the server because I can just change it like this. It's not changing this number though. Okay. And if you do default, but it's not. Okay, there are a few things missing. But yeah, it's good. It's good, but there are a few things that I have to do. So the first thing is that on value change, we need to change the this. Right. And the second thing is that when I click on default, yeah, this is doing it already, okay. But I also need to change the slider, right? And I think that when I load, let me see. So now we can change the gamma. Now, I don't know if I really like the changing the gamma, but I mean, it will actually make the game look a bit weird. But someone asked, and fine. We can have it. We can have it. Why not? Another option in the settings, always good. More options we have, the better it is. No? Yeah. I mean, it's nice that you can customize stuff, you know, that you can configure stuff. It's always good. It's always good. Bling blong. Why I'm logging in, I have no idea. Anyway, we can see it with logging in as well. The only problem of the settings is that it's a full screen window, and so you cannot really see the, I mean, how the game changes based on those settings, right? (2.4) Why 2.4? Interesting. Isn't a bit too many numbers, boys? But yeah, it is actually working in the game as well. It is. Again, now at least the default works as expected. So I think it's already saving it. But I think it's a bit too many numbers. Can we have just 2 decimals? I think 2 decimals is more than enough. But how do we... Oh my god. Minimum integral digits. Minimum fractional digits. Maximum fractional digits. Do we really need this monster for... for this? Wow. I think we do. Okay. Now we should be... Now we should be 2 decimals only. Hello, Hula. And congrats to Shlu for being the first sub on the page. Yeah, exactly. He's the first subscriber ever. We have 1 subscriber. Yay! Yay! We have 1 subscriber. Let's go! That's pretty good anyway. I like it. I mean, just remember, guys, if you have to do a money subscription, is that on Patreon, obviously, we get a better share of that money. But if it's with Prime, it's perfect. Okay, now it's 2 digits. Okay, good. So we have the gamma, boys. We have the gamma. Let me take a screenshot. Someone was asking about it. I can give him the screenshot and say, hey, done. Fastest requirement to development to deployment. Well, deployment no, because we need to wait the new release. But anyway, it's not bad. PvP playing. Who asked that? Someone today was saying, today or yesterday was saying, done. Done. Easy. Okay, so we were working on minigames, right? We were working on minigames, and not in this project. We were working on the other project, right? That was the minigames project. Yes. And in this minigame project, I was... Okay. Okay, so sorry, I'm distracted a bit because people were messaging me. How do we create a good You know what is the problem? The problem is that if you are using blacksmith for because we have a good anvil, but I don't know if let me see. We have a good anvil. We have this one. This one is very good. I mean, it's good quality. The texture is good. The model is good. So in theory, we could take this one and put it as a background, right? Top lit becomes like this. Why? Why? Okay, so we need to put it. I don't know why. Because the light then is not tangent or whatever. I mean, the light is too tangent compared to the view or what? But anyway, in theory we could have... in theory we could also have it. Let me think about it. Do you think we can... I don't know. Let me try something. So if I go here and I open... the problem will be the color, because the color will have to be... I mean, if we are not top view... If we are not top view, I think it will be an issue. Why this thing needs to be below ground? Anyway. What? I mean... don't we have a longsword? Ah, it's called long. It's called long. Ah, this texture. No! This texture is terrible. Why? Can we update it? I need a better texture. Longsword 1A, Longsword 1B. Longsword 1A. Longsword 1B, Longsword 1C. Wait a second. Let's see if we can do something. Let's see if our mythical upgrader, texture upgrader, can do it. If he can do it or not. Well. In this case, does not really work well. I mean, it does, but at the same time, it doesn't. I think it's too... I mean, the thing is too simple by itself, right? So it's not the fault of the upgrader, it's really... It's really the fact that this thing is not decorated enough. I mean, it's better, for sure this version is better. But... for sure is better. How small is this one? 256. I think it should be at least 500. I think 500 may be enough, but it will require a bit of The problem is, how the hell can I... Do you know how to set the mirroring? I remember there was a way. I remember there was... No? It should be in dynamics, but... Symmetry. Where is the symmetry? Symmetry painting. Tools, device, layer, channel, path, core map, navigation, do symmetry painting. Horizontal symmetry. No, vertical symmetry. Okay. Aha! Fantastic! Exactly what I wanted! Beautiful! You see? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Exactly what I needed. Now the problem is... to... So how do we do it with a line, which is probably easier? I mean, I can also do it by hand like that, right? But the point would be that this will have to be embossed somehow, or this will have to be... because if I just do overlay, let me see, If I just do overlay, I think he's not doing enough. No. No. It's not doing... The problem is that... Not what I want, guys. Why it didn't do it? Why is not... Why is not doing it? What? What the hell? I don't know, something weird is going on. Like I cannot paint black. But I can't paint white. Why? What the fuck? Why I cannot paint black but I can paint white? Do I have any weird settings on? Symmetry is off. Layer is normal mode. Opacity, okay, opacity is 68, but because it's already all black. Because it's already all black. Okay, I understand. The problem is that I did that color as fuck. Okay, I understand. I understand. So I cannot do it. It's black and white at the moment, huh? When it does like this, it makes me crazy. When it does this, it makes me crazy. Makes me crazy when it does this. Why? Why cannot freaking change the color? Because there is no color, it's not changing the color. I mean, why? Huh? Okay, maybe this is not a good idea. Maybe this is not a good idea. It's taking me too much time anyway. And I think I cannot do it the way I want it, so it's fine. So it's fine. Do you know an easy way to do an emboss in GIMP, guys? It's not good quality because people are even 20 years, it never breaks. Oh, okay, yeah, it should be good quality. Yeah, I agree. Agree. So how do I emboss this thing? Why emboss doesn't do anything? So basically what I need just, you know, the top to be brighter and the bottom, I mean the outside to be brighter and the bottom to be darker, right? So this is the only thing I need. I mean, it doesn't seem to be an unreasonable question, right? I remember we did this already, and the way we did it was like this. And then we said instead of radial shape, I think we said we said that he had to follow the selection, right? I think we said that he had to follow the selection. And I don't know exactly how we did it last time, but it was actually working. Linear by linear, radial, square, conical, symmetrical, conical, asymmetrical, shaped, angular, shaped, angular. Yes, it was shaped angular, exactly. It was exactly that. Now the only problem is the amount of color, because it's really crazy colored. I mean, this color doesn't work unless we overlay. No, but if we overlay, it's not good unless we can darken only, but darken only is not doing anything. Usually overlay does what I need, what I want, but in this case it's not doing it. He's not doing it. I mean, I can change the opacity like this, but you know what is the problem? The problem is that it did it wrong, right? It did it wrong. So it didn't do it the way I wanted to do. So this gradient, right, is kind of fucked up. So is too many colors. That's the problem. It's too many colors. We need a gradient with these with less colors. Can I duplicate this thing? I don't want to destroy it. I want to duplicate it. I'm sure there is a way, but at the moment I don't know how to do it. Golden. I can edit, I can create a new, okay, I can create a new. I can create a new, and we call it simple gold. We call it simple gold, and we have to do what? We have to go. Can I change this color, please? Fuck. Yes. And can I change yes. Hmm. Mm. Mm. Okay. Let me try. Exactly the opposite. Hmm. 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 I mean, no. I think the only solution is overlay, but overlay is not doing what we want. So, I mean, I need to merge, right? I need to merge with a reasonable. I need to. Can I multiply? No, if I multiply, it doesn't work at all. Should I add? I can try to add. I mean, add is slightly better. Add is slightly better. But the big issue is the... Right? As you can see, the big issue is the... They will never merge properly. That's a big issue. That's a big issue. I mean, I can do it like this, but I don't know if... no, it doesn't freaking work. The problem is that the gradient is wrong. The gradient should be... There should be another point. Yeah, exactly. There should be another point. Why is not taking the... No, I mean, it's kind of doing it actually. I think because he has not many pixels to work with, but he's actually kind of doing it now that I see it, right? It's kind of doing it, but it's not doing it enough. That's the problem. It's not doing it enough. Okay, I think I give up. I don't like giving up. I don't like giving up in general, but I think he's not doing what we want. He's too fragile. He's not doing what I need. I mean, the only one is overlay. We can use the... I mean, overlay usually is one of the best solutions, but... I think it's slightly better. I think it is better now. Because you see that the overlay is respecting the light. So here is lighter, here is darker. So I think the overlay is respecting... I don't know, guys. We need an artist in the team. We need an artist in the team, boys. We need it. Why we don't have? Why we don't have an artist in the team, huh? I think it's better though. I think it's better. It looks slightly better now. I wanted to do way more decoration, but I think that at this point I cannot anymore, because if I have to redo it, what do I do? I did too many changes. I did too many changes. I wanted to have additional shapes, right? But I don't think I can do it anymore. I don't think I can do it anymore. I don't think I can. I mean, we can try. We can try. It is not too bad. It's not too bad. I mean, it's not great, but I think it's better than before, no? I mean, it kind of looks a bit embossed. I mean, I don't know what happened to this part of the blade. I mean, to this part of the handle. I really don't understand what happened. What happened? Uh-oh. I mean, was that supposed to be a light? It's a bit too much as a light. I don't know. I don't know if I really, but anyway, I don't know. I don't know if I like this thing. It looks a bit like a mouth. It looks a bit like a mouth. Like ha ha ha. Like ha ha ha. No? Anyway. I think it will be like this. I mean, at least will be better than this. This is super low quality, right? Let's see how it looks with the new... better. I think it looks kind of better. I mean, it's not great, but it looks better. I mean, it's, the other one still looks better because the other one is, I think he has a higher quality texture overall. I mean, it was just better. The base texture was better. It was really better. Yeah, it's just the quality of the drawing. It's not the, you know, like this emboss. It's just the quality of the drawing. It's not even the resolution. I mean, the resolution here I think helped a bit, but anyway, anyway. I'm about to do some damages, huh? I'm about to do some damages. No, impossible. No. No, okay, it's fine. Pain. No. I cannot do it. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. I mean, I can do it. The maximum I can do is this. I cannot. I don't know how to do. I mean, in theory, I will have to paint. No, in reality, I know how to do it because I did it a million times, right? So basically, I have to do this, and then I have to. And then I have to paint the shadow, right? With a very little opacity. I mean, I did it a million times actually, now that I think about it, right? But just that I didn't really think through it now. We are still working symmetrical. Fantastic. We are still working symmetrical. The symmetry tool is beautiful. Solves so many problems, no? No, it's worst. I think it is worst. I think it is worst. Yeah, it is worst. It is worst. Okay, I leave it as it is. I leave it as it is, boys. It's fine. It's fine. We improved it a bit. I mean, we have to redo this. There's no way. We have to redo this. I'm thinking if I do it only on the inside. Is going to help. Yeah, this is helping a bit. This is actually helping a bit. Yeah, this is helping a bit. This is better. This is better. Okay. So if this is better, can we do the same on the... wait. This is better, eh? Yeah, I mean, not fantastic, but I would say better, yes. It gives more the sense of emboss, no? Yeah, we save it like this. I think like this is better. I think like this is better. Because here it was basically not visible, right? Very barely visible. Very barely visible. But now it will be... Can I reload that? You see? Now it's good, I think. There is still a bit too much black, but it is because this texture is black. You know, this black part... unfortunately, it's just how the texture was before me, right? So it's not my fault. This black part is actually too black. And fortunately, it's hard to fix. It's kind of hard to fix, boys. If I do this, it will be a mess, but let's see if I do a bit of that and then I do a bit of healing. No. No. Let me copy all. Wait, let me copy visible and paste new and try to do it here after the... Because why does that? That's very strange. Can I paint light? Yeah, I can paint light, huh? I can paint light if we want, but usually painting light never works. I don't know why. Yeah, exactly. I mean, or it's too strong, or it's too bright, or it's too. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Light, soft light. Let me try soft light. Okay, soft light is slightly better. I don't know why it's turning red though. Why is turning red? Why this thing is turning red? Because this thing is red? I don't know if it's red. I want it yellow. I mean, now it's too bright. Oh shit. Can we clone? Wait, can we? I don't know why it's doing this, right? Why is cloning another part? Why? Anyway, I think like this is okay. I will leave it like this. Like this is okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I removed a bit of that and it's fine. This is yeah, making texture takes forever, guys. I mean, for me at least. Okay, now it's less dark. I think it looks even more like a smiley face, but I think it's good. I think it's good. I think it's good. Okay, so the idea was to have a sword, right? But I need a long sword. This is why I selected this one, right? And I don't even know if I just need the blade or what, but I think the idea was to take a picture. But I don't know if it will actually make sense. I think we need to make it way bigger. I mean, if we want to use it for our minigame, we need to make it way bigger. And I don't know if the one below will actually look like an anvil, probably not, but because if I go top like this, you don't really understand what is it, right? It just looks like, I don't know, a gray thing on top. But the idea would be to take like this piece, right? The idea would be to take this piece and put it as a... It doesn't look like it's perfectly straight though. No? I think it looks a bit off. No? Yeah, it is. It is quite off. I don't know why. I think it's because my view, yeah, it's the view that is not perfectly in line. Okay, now it's much better. Now it's much better. So the idea would be to have something like this, right? Assuming you understand is a sword. I mean, I can also take a bit more of the handle. Yeah, I could take a bit more of the handle. And we save it as minigame blacksmith 1, right? Minigame blacksmith 1, right? And then basically here, this thing at the bottom becomes our minigame. No? I don't know. I don't know, guys. There is no brush. Now, it looks pretty dark. Why it looks so dark? Did I lower my gamma for the test? That's possible. Because I did a test on the gamma, where? Here. Maybe I lowered the gamma here. I think I did. No, but 2.2, this should be the default. Why everything is shaded now? I don't know. I don't know, it looks a bit dark, but fine. I mean, we can... we can also make it brighter here if we want. I mean, why it looks completely different from here to there? I don't understand. Because there is a... sorry. Because the thing was gray. Yeah, that's why. If I change the tint to white, it would turn... Yeah, exactly. Okay. Okay, so this will be like the base, right? Now these things should be this thing should be way larger. Right? And we want them to be what? To be red and semi-transparent, right? Zero point what? 0.6, 0.5. I would like you to see the... Yeah, probably 0.5. Probably 0.5. $92, $83. No, it's not straight. Fuck. No. What do you mean? It looks straight though. It looks fairly straight, yeah. Why then the... Well, maybe it's just a pixel. No, I think it's okay. Sorry, how can this be... This is the same size of this? Ah, because this word becomes smaller. Okay, fine. No, but I cannot because... I see. Because this word becomes smaller, but this guys will be randomly positioned. So... Okay, anyway. So I think that the sides... I mean, we can improve the color of the texture, but pretty much... Right? I mean, now... What? 83, because in the animation I think I have... No, I don't think so. Probably I have it in the code. Yeah. I have it in the code. It's not a great idea to have it there, but anyway. Yeah. Okay. We need a hammer. We need a hammer from the top. Do we have a hammer? Do we have a war hammer? Well, yeah, why not? Yeah, the only problem is that it's never looking correct unless I go exactly front view, but if I go front view, then it's not correct anymore. Do we want it a bit skewed or I mean, if I do it like this, what happens? It would look weird, huh? But it looks nicer. Do you think it looks weird if I do it on the side like that? Come on. Come on. Arr. Arr. Dang, 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 dang. I think it's okay, even if it's a bit, you know. I think it's better because it gives you a sense of the sense of what it is. I think it's better. I think I like it. The only problem is the hand. I think we need everything together with the handle. No, but if I do this, it looks really too skewed. No. Oh fuck, I hate that. Please. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. I know you can. I mean, it's not great resolution, but why we needed to have these lines in the freaking universe here? Arrgh. I don't know. Don don. There is a new music, huh? Red Redemption music. We didn't have that in the past. Aha, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, I think we probably need it until this, but we probably need it. I don't know yet. We will see. Let me just check something because here the deletion didn't really delete as we wanted. So yeah, as you can see, it's a freaking mess. Oh. Mistakes were made. It is a freaking mess. What a mess. Okay. Do we need that white line? Probably not, huh? Okay, so if this is our guy, actually I don't know if we need it all, but it's fine. It's fine. Wait. What? Why we are missing a... Why we are missing a piece? What? Huh? You crazy? What? What? What the fuck? What do you mean? I mean, I have an image. I want the image as it is. I want the image as it is. Why is missing a piece? What? Huh? You crazy? Because it's rounded. Okay, sorry. Because he was painting it as a circle. Because he was painting it as a circle. Wow, that was kind of what the hell? There was like, what the fuck? Meow, 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 meow. Look at the hammer, boys! Look at the hammer and the sword! Look at it! Look at it! Huh? Look at that! So now the only question is, should it hit? Should it hit? I don't know. Should it hit? I mean, is it this part obviously that needs to hit, right? Yeah, the one that is on the... Yeah, I think so. I think so. I mean, we can make the image maybe with some, you know, fading. I mean, that is a bit less brutal than it is now. I mean, I can actually make it rounded box again. So rounded box, make it like this. Makes it like round. But I don't know if it's better actually. Probably not. It's even more confusing. Okay. Okay. We're making progress, boys. We are making progress. Now... we are making progress. Now... yeah, you see that the speed now is much slower and we only have one area to hit, right? But if I redo it, for example, in this case, there are two areas to hit which are smaller. Here there is one, but the thing is going way faster. Right? So I think it kind of works. I don't know why it's doing that sometimes, but it's fine. So now the problem will be, how do I know that I actually catched it? Well, it's fairly simple because, well, let's say we know, I mean, we are positioning these things ourselves, right? So we are positioning them so we know how long it is and where it is positioned. At the moment we are not changing the position, but I think we need a better algorithm for distributing the things, right? I think we need a better algorithm for distributing. So we have to randomly distribute. I mean, the problem is that I need an input parameter, which is the complexity. I need the player skill and the complexity. So basically what I have like let me see. Tag types. Just a sec. We don't have it anymore. We didn't save it. Okay. I did a select distinct name from trade processes, right? This is what we did the other day. Yeah. So this one is hammer, right? This one is hammer. And for hammer, we have, for example, yeah, we may have a primary skill and we may also have a secondary skill. And we have a minimum and maximum. So like 0 to 10, 75 to 110, right? I mean, I think we can just scale it or not. I mean, it's the same if I say 0 to 10 or if I say 75 to 85. And you are at skill 0 or at skill 75. Good question. That I don't really know. So let's say that player 1, right? Player 1 has the skill in this case is what? 40. Skill 40. Skill 40 is blacksmith, right? So player 1 in blacksmith has 10, right? And player 2 in blacksmith has 50. And our hammer procedure is saying that the minimum skill that you need, right, is, I mean, we have two different hammer procedures, right? So One is saying minimum 0, maximum 10, and the other one is saying minimum 50, minimum 10, maximum 20, and the other is saying minimum 50, maximum 60, right? So let's say that player 1 is working on this and player 2 is working on this, right? So the question I have is should it be the same? Should it be the same in terms of complexity? I think the answer is yes. I mean, I think the answer is yes, because if I am at 50 and the minimum difficulty is 50, I think that I'm exactly on par, right? I am on the same level as requested. So the difficulty should be the same, right? Because if we decide no, it's not like this, then it will be a mess. No, we need to decide. Yeah, we need to decide that the difficulty is relative to your right, to your skill and the minimum value requested by that particular process, right? So yeah, I think so. I think that would be a good thing to do, because I'm thinking if we do it differently, like 50 is actually higher than 10, and so at 50 I want to have a slight more difficult, you know. Well, in theory we can say like that here there is only one hole and here there are 3 holes, but I think that for you is still complex, right? Because if you are a player with 10, yeah, what we do if the player is 8, right? If the player is 8, it's gonna fail automatically. So that's basically an impossible mini game, because he doesn't have the skill, right? Do we want him to do we want him to be able to have a chance if he does the mini game perfect? Like we can say, if you are within 10%, right? If you are within 10% of the minimum requirement, the mini game is very, 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 very hard. But if you do it, you succeed, right? We could say something like that. But we need to set some rules like this, huh? Is 10% of what? Mm. 10% of the absolute value of the minimum, or 10% of the minimum maximum difference? The difference here is 10, so 10% will be 1, right? So if you are at 49, you can do it. But if we say no, is the percent of 50, is 10% of 50, then it will be from 45, right? So from 45 you could already try. And that gives you like an extra boost. It's like if you are getting... So we can say that the minigame is... We can say that the minigame is temporarily modifying your skill by a certain amount. That I think would be the easiest. So if we can say that depending on the result of the minigame, you end up plus or minus your current skill, only for the result of that particular crafting process, right? Obviously, you're not gonna change your skill, but that I think would be reasonable. I have to think about it, but I think it's not a bad idea. Do you have any suggestion, guys, on how the math behind this thing should work? Because we need to find a math behind this. I think it must be percentage-wise compared to the real number, not to the scaled number, because otherwise going up it becomes smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, right? It's true that maybe it's harder, so I have to think about it a bit, but what I'm thinking is when the mini game starts, we scale the minimum and maximum. Even if I don't know if the minimum and maximum is really the right... if it's the right... let me see 1 second the numbers, because I'm not sure it's really... $75, 110, 0.25, 10.30, 25.40. $5,100. But yeah, I think that is the scale, that is the range of quality results that you can have, right? After 10 you are capped. So if you are in this case, right, after 10 you are basically capped, and you are you're not injecting any more quality on that particular item, because you are already at the max. Yeah, I think so. I think so. So I think what the game should do, so when the mini game starts, you know, we do when the mini game starts, we do max minus min, right, equal, you know, our range. example, you know, 20 minus 10 equal 10, right? So and so we know that we have a range of 10. So a range of 10, so starting from 0, starting from 1, starting from 0. Starting from 0. So we know we have a range of 10, and we know that the player is so the player can be within the range of yeah. So the player's if the player's skill is below the range, I think we just bail out and he will just fail. So no mini game, right? Let's do it this way. If player's skill less than minimum, fail, no mini game, right? It's pointless to have you play a minigame if you're failing anyway, right? So, and also it's too complex for me to make it impossible. Well, I could have, in theory, I could have this without any red markers, right? So that like that you don't see where to hit, and so you can hit wherever you want, but it will not work, right? Yeah, we could also have an empty minigame. I don't know. Let's say no minigame or empty minigame, so which is basically unsolvable, right? If the player skill is equal or greater or equal than the minimum, right? So in this case, we launch the minigame, right? We launch the minigame. And here, then we scale. And so we know that we have a range. And then we scale the player skill by that range, right? So we, I think we do, we know that we have a range of 10. And then also the player skill gets rescaled, right? So that we have, so we do player skill, right, minus whatever is that we removed, right, 10. In our example is 10, so is the player skill minus the minimum, right? Minus the minimum. So in our example will be, let's say the player skill is 25. No, let's say the player skill is 13, right? So we do 13 minus 10 equal 3, right? So in our rescale, the minigame goes from 0 to 10, and our player has a skill of 3, right? So these are the two. So these are the two input parameters to our minigame, right? The rescaled player skill and the rescaled range. So now if the skill is, so the skill is within, right? We need a range of complexity, right? Of difficulty. So we can decide that, so every mini game needs difficulty range, right? So example for the blacksmith, it can be the number of spots where you have to hit, which can range from, well, depends if you want to hit them all or you have to just hit one. No, hitting them all is too complex. No, you will have to hit whatever you want. Well, they can also disappear in theory after you hit them, right? So if I have 3, and when I hit one disappears, then I have to hit the other 2. Is that harder or simpler than? Is harder or simpler than having, instead of 3, just 2 or 1 spot? I think it's about the same. I mean, the difficulty is the sides of the spot, the horizontal sides of the spot, and the speed of the hammer, right? I think if you have more spots, it's not really changing the difficulty unless those spots are pretty much everywhere and so it's easier to hit them just by chance, right? I think I'm probably more in favor of having one spot all the time, but that it changes its position. It changes its position and sides, right? Yeah, it changes its... So, yeah, I think so, no? So we have only one spot, but it's changing position and sides. So after you hit it... Yeah, I think it's better. Because having three just making things way more complex. I don't think is needed. I don't think it's needed. I think we can just have one. We can just have one guy. Unless we want to do it that you have to hit all three in a sequence, right? But that seems to be very complex. That there is like a certain sequence you have to hit them, but I don't think that I want that. No, I don't think I want that. No. I don't think I want that. I don't think I do. So, okay, so it's one hole. So the number of spot now. So the only difficulty then is the sides of the spot. And the speed, well, the sides of the spot and the speed of the hammer, right? And we could also have the time that it remains, we can have the time that it remains on. Because it may go away and you just missed it, right? Yeah. We can have the time is visible. And also how many spots, I mean how many times the spot will appear. Right? So how many times the spot will appear? Yeah. So with these variables, and assuming that we have maximum, I mean, we have a minimum of 10. I think we have a minimum of 10, right? In terms of range. So do we say that 10 do we say that 10 I have like 10 types of this mini game? No, I think I want to randomize the difficulty. I want to randomize. I mean, I want to keep the difficulty the same based on the distance that we have from the player range and the minigame range. But it would be nice if it's not always the same, right? So that, for example, one time you have two spots to hit. I mean, the spot is appearing 2 times, and another time is appearing 3 times, but maybe is a bit larger. And so being larger, you know, makes it pretty much the same difficulty as hitting 1 time more, right? So how do I create an algorithm that gives me this result? We can ask the AI. I think the AI will do it for us. I think the AI will do it for us, boys. We can. We can. So I need to write a program. I need to write a program in C++. I need to write a program in C++ that determines what? Determines the game setup. Determines a mini game setup, right? Determines a mini game setup. So the input parameters are the player skill on a range from 0 to 400. And did we rescale 200 or 400, guys? Why I always forget about what we rescale about. What is the scale of our thingies? Did we rescale 400 or 200? 400, no? We rescaled everything 400? Or we rescaled everything 200? Let me do a select. Select max. Well, max is not really... I could select max skill from the database and see. Let me search it on the wiki. Uh, 200. No. Come on. Do I have it on the... Do we have it here? Skill rank. Maybe I have it in the code. Maybe I have it in the code, boys. I think it's 400, but I always mess up. We don't say. No, we don't say. Fuck. We don't say how much it is. We don't say, yeah? I think we have it in our rules somewhere, but... we should cap it, though. Ah, here it is. Skill max rank. This guy. This guy. Because he's capping it. What? 5,000? What do you mean 5,000? You're stupid. Okay, anyway, we can change it in case. Let's say that it's 400. I mean, I don't care. So the input parameters are the player skill on a range of 0 to 400, and the mini game range, right? And the mini game, I don't know how to say the mini game. So how do we express the mini game range? Because the mini game has a range as well. Let's say the mini game and the mini game minimum and maximum skill range, right? Minimum and maximum skill. If the player is below or above, no, is below the minimum, the game will just fail, right? The game will just will not start. Now let's say if the player skill is above the minimum, the game will start, right? If the player skill is above the minimum, the game will start. If the player is above the minimum skill, above the minimum, the game will start, right? Now, we want to set up the game with these parameters. I mean, let's say the game will present a spot will show a spot on a linear, on an horizontal line. The game will show a spot on an horizontal line, right? So the game will show a spot on a horizontal line. We want to set up the mini game. Let's say I want to set up the mini game with these parameters. It is basically this, right? How many times the spot will appear, the size of the spot, the speed of the speed. I cannot tell him the speed of the hammer. I have to say the speed the spot is moving, which is pretty much the same, right? Speed the spot is moving, and the time the spot is visible before it disappears, right? So how many times the spot will appear? I think it can be from 1 to 5, right? The size of the spot can be from I think the minimum. What is the minimum that we want this spot to be? The minimum is, I think the minimum is kind of a, I mean, it needs to be at least as big as the bottom of the hammer, right? So I don't know, it can be something like this, the minimum. So 58. The maximum will be, I think, half of this. So let's say between 58 and 360. Between 58 to 360. The speed the spot is moving, so the speed I think can be decided from, I think we can have like 5 speeds. Let's say from 1 to 5, and then we will see, you know, time in seconds. The spot is visible before it disappears. I think this one also I think can be between so from number of seconds. I mean, it has to depend on the speed of the hammer, because it needs to give you at least one chance to catch it, right? Yeah, so it has to be linked to that. For now, let's say from 1 to 5 seconds, or even more. Can even be 10 seconds. Can even be, yeah, 1 will be very hard. So how many time the spot will appear? From 1 to 5, right? From 1 to 5, with 5 being the hardest difficulty for this parameter, right? From 58 to 360, with 58 being the hardest difficulty for this parameter. From 1 to 5, with the speed, let's say with 5 being the hardest difficulty for this parameter. And the time in second spot is visible, with 1 being the hardest difficulty for this parameter, right? So we need to tie, so what we need to do, so we need to tie, so we need to output, right? We need to output this 4 parameter, these 4 mini games. We need to output the 4 mini game setup parameters above, right? We need to output the 4 mini game setup parameter above. considering the player skill in relation with the range, the minimum, max, the minimum and maximum range of the mini. I think I need to define better what is this minimum and maximum range, because I think it's not very clear. The input parameter are the player skill with a value of 0 to 400 and the minigame maximum, minimum and maximum skill. Minigame minimum and maximum skill required. Yes, let's call it skill required. So we need to output the 4 minigame setup parameters above, described above, considering the player skill in relation with the minimum and maximum skill required by the minigame. And provide, I mean, I provide a bit of randomness, right? But the randomness should be with equal difficulty, right? Which is really the hard part, I guess. But we need to output the 4 minigame setup parameters described above, considering the player skill in relation with the minimum and maximum skill required by the minigame, and minigame. So, as an example, right? As an example, if the player has skill 10 and the minigame required minimum is 10. Now let's say if the player has skill 15 and the minigame required minimum skill is 10 and the maximum required skill is 20, the player is in the middle of the difficulty, is at 50% of the difficulty is that, I mean, the game will set up as 50% difficulty, right? So as an example, if the player has a skill of 15 and the minigame required skills are minimum 10, maximum 20, the game will set up as 50% difficulty, right? Because it's exactly in between. Okay, do you want me to press enter and see what happens? Okay, let's go. Certainly. Below is a very simple C++ algorithm that takes the player skill and the minimum maximum skill requirement from the minigame and outputs the setup parameter based on the described difficulty scaling. Okay. The algorithm uses a linear scaling, which is fine. A linear scaling approach based on the player skill in relation to the minimum and maximum skill requirement. Difficulty percentage is then used to adjust the various parameters of the minigame setup. The random number generator is used for generating the spot size and visible time within the specified range. Well, this can be a problem though, because we want this to be a difficulty thing. Okay, let me see what it did. This is pretty fun. So he seeds a random number, right? He puts in these example values, right? You created a function is called setup minigame. Very good, very good. You pass in the player skill, the minimum skill and the maximum skill. Very, very good. Then what it does, can I say this a bit bigger or? No, I'm limited to this. GG. So difficulty percentage. So it's doing player skill minus minimum skill. Correct. Divided maximum skill minus, correct. Adjust the difficulty percentage to be between 0 and 1. What is doing here? Difficulty percent. Well, he has it here already. Max. Because he's clamping it. He's clamping it between 0 and 1. Okay, this is just the clamp. Okay. Then he's scaling the parameters based on difficulty, which is the times the spot appears. Minimum 1, which seems to be a good assumption, plus 4 multiply the difficulty percentage, and then rounded as an int. Pretty good, boys. Pretty good, huh? Pretty good. The spot sides, I don't know why it's generating a random value from the spot sides, because actually that is not what we wanted. So we wanted the spot sides and this in the spot visible time to be also okay. So we want the spot sides and the spot visible time to be also based on the difficulty. The randomness should produce, the randomness should be in the mix, right? So the randomness, so what I want to say is that if the spot appears 2 times and the size is half, right, is the same as the spot appearing 1 time and the sides being normal. Which is probably not really true, right? But I think as a first round of assumption, I think is good enough. Anyway, it's amazing, huh? It's amazing what he did here. I mean, it's not correct, but it's pretty insane that he managed to read this, right? He managed to read this and output this. It's absolutely insane. Insane. I don't know if you realize it, but it's really insane. So we want the spot size and the spot visible time to be also based on the difficulty and not being random. But we want some randomness every time the mini game starts, right? So the randomness should be so basically what he needs to do, he needs to make a total, so that he needs to decide a number. He needs to do what? He needs to decide. Yeah, exactly. He needs to decide a number which is the total difficulty. And then that number can be made of any of those pieces. Right? And that way it will work. So the algorithm should define the complexity and then to define the complexity and then use the 4 parameters to combine and then combine the 4 parameters to reach that complexity. I don't know if you will understand this, but that's very fun to see what it... Okay, we can modify... Wait. We can modify the algorithm to determine spot size, visible time based on difficulty while still incorporating some randomness. There is an updated version of the algorithm. Okay, let me see what the hell is doing. So difficulty percentage didn't change. This didn't change. Okay. So is time spot appears correct? Yeah, it's still doing it here though. Why? Time spot appears, difficulty percentage, base spot, difficulty percentage, spot variation, spot size variation. -10 +10. Hello, Alcaptanuri. Alcaptonuri. Hello. What I'm doing, I'm creating a simple mini game for our crafting, which is basically as a hammer going left and right, as you can see. On top of a sword, and you will have some spots that you need to hit, right? So you will need to hit, you need to click your mouse when you hit a specific spot, right? But now I need to invent an algorithm that is deciding where the spot is horizontally, right? Where the spot is, because it can be in any of these places. You can decide how big is the spot. Obviously the biggest is simpler and the smallest is harder. You can decide how many times the spot will appear and how long it will stay, right? And how long it will stay on the screen. And so I asked to the ChatGPT. So I explained to ChatGPT what I need, and I'm asking him to create the algorithm for me, just because it's fun. And I would say that the first answer was pretty good. But I don't know why he decided that 2 of the 4 parameters are randomized, right? So the time the spot appears, he actually did it based on difficulty. The spot speed, he did it on difficulty. But the spot size and visible time, he decided to randomize it. But it is pretty insane, eh? I have to say that this answer is absolutely insane. It is a mini game for our MMO, yeah. It is for our MMO, yeah. During crafting. When you are crafting, when you are the blacksmith, you know, and you are hammering on the anvil, I would like so when you are here, right, and there is the anvil, and you have and you use it, right? And at the moment I don't have a hammer in hands and whatever, but right, when you use it, and you start to hammer that thing, the minigame will appear for you, right? So basically this window will pop up. I don't know if we'll have exactly these graphics or what, but anyway, it will kind of have this, right? And the hammer will go, and you will have to hit, right? Do you use built-in Unreal Network Lab? Yeah, we use the Unreal Network things, yes. Exactly, yes. We do. So I asked him to remove the random from those two parameters, but it seems that he's basically doing it again, right? So he cannot do. This one, the second request, he really did not understand. The second request, he really did not understand what I was asking, because he did it wrong. He did it wrong. So the first version, so let's say again you have 2 of the 4 parameters randomized, and it is bad. What you should do is to what I think the only way to solve it is to consider that each parameter from in his own range, has the same weight, right? As the same weight, and we can make it this way, as the same weight. Decide the difficulty number, for example 20, and then you can get that 20 by, sorry, 20 is too much, 10, and then you can get that 10 by 3322, or you can get it from 6 to 6122, right? So what you should do is to consider each parameter to have the same weight, right? To have the same weight. Define a total difficulty. Well, basically he has it already, because he already has the difficulty percentage, right? But yeah, no, but it's exactly the opposite of what he did. I mean, the way to solve it is a bit of the opposite, right? So define a total so you say 1 to 5, 58 to 300. I think the easiest is to scale them down to the same value. Yeah, they have to be scaled. They have to be scaled to the same range, and then you can pick your sum, right? Or you can scale it later. But pretty much, yeah. So you have to define. So each parameter have the same. What you should do is to consider each parameter. What you should do is to consider each parameter having the same weight. Define a total difficulty. So let's say our difficulty is 10, And then I can pick the 4 parameters, right, to reach the 10. In one run can be 6 can be 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2, right? In the second run it can be 6 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1, right? The total is the same, right? So the total is the same, but the composition is different. So this is the random, this is the randomness we can have, right? Anyway, it's incredible how he answers immediately, you know? So like, it's like, what the fuck? It's like answering exactly after a second, you know? So he doesn't even think about it. It's like zero thinking. I apologize for the misunderstanding. Okay, let's modify the algorithm to ensure that the total difficulty is constant and the parameters are combined in different ways to achieve the constant difficulty. Each parameter is given equal weight and randomness is introduced in their distribution. That is correct. I mean, if you manage to do this, it is exactly what I asked. It is exactly what I asked. Okay, so he didn't change the first line, which is good because it was correct. Is introduced, this is also the same, so this is a difficulty percentage. Okay, initial parameters, okay, 0 0 0 0 0, who cares? Define weight for each parameters, 2 through 3 3. Well, I don't know why 2 2 3 3, but anyway, he decided his own weight. I told you that they are the same weight, you stupid program. But anyway, calculate the parameters based on the difficulty. While, what the fuck? What is doing? It is fantastic anyway. While, so he's doing a while and he's randomizing every time to reach a certain composition. Oh my god. This is very inefficient. But I think it may work, right? It may work. So it's basically randomizing. I think he kind of understood because he's randomizing the values. The problem is that he's not scaling them. So total difficulty is what? Total difficulty does not exist. Ah no, total difficulty is here. Total difficulty is 10. This will never work. It's so funny though. It's so funny the way he tried to do it because in theory is kind of okay, right? Because you can say, oh, you know what I do? I just cycle forever until I reach my total difficulty with the 4 parameter added one on top of the other, right? The problem is that he didn't rescale them. Unless, wait, unless, maybe he did. Wait, randomize module of max minus minimum plus 1 plus minimum. Yeah. No, he's doing it. He's doing it because this is actually rescaling. No? Wait. So if the maximum is 5 and the minimum is 1, what does this give? 5 minus 1 plus 1 is 5. 5 plus min is 6. The problem is that rand, I think, is randomized between 0 and 1. So what will 0 and 1 do as a module of 6, right? I don't think that this works. I don't think I don't think that this works, but we can try. We can try. We can try. Dip. Dip. It did something. Minigame setup parameters. Time spot appears 2 times. The spot size is 350. The spot speed is 3. And the spot visible time is 4 seconds. Okay. The output seems to be correct, but you know, it just seems to be. I don't understand why the weight should be different though. Is it even using the weight? I think it's not using the weight. It's not even using the weight. Where is this weight used? It's faking it. It's faking it, guys. It's faking it. But anyway, we said that they have all the same weight, so I'm fine. So this part is basically useless, right? Which is okay. So the time spot appears. The only thing that I don't understand is this while. This while is very weird. I never wrote a while like this, right? So like, is summing up, is cycling until the sum. Well, by the way, it cannot be less than total difficulty. It should be equal to total difficulty, no? Should be equal to total difficulty. Because in our range, right? So these are our ranges, right? 125, 58, 360, 125, and 125. So actually, these three have the same range, which is kind of easy then. But the 58 to 360 should have been scaled down to 125, right? Somehow. So like do minus 58, whatever. And then you have to take the total, which is 20, right? And you need to reach 20. So I think that is nearly there, but not really. You have to scale spot sides. You have to scale spot sides to be between 1 and 5. So it's the same range of the other 3 parameters, right? And then so it's the same range of the other 3 parameters. You have to scale spot side between 1 and 5. So it's the same range between. And then their total, right? Their total minimum is yeah, but the problem. So the total minimum will be 4. And the total maximum will be 20, right? Let's say this way. This way. When summed up. Their total minimum will be 4 and the total maximum will be 20. So you basically have now 4 pieces, right? That you can use in the mix that you want, right? How did he say? Because he said that very, very well, but The parameters are combined in different way to achieve a constant. It's not a constant difficulty. I mean, it's the given difficulty. The randomness is introduced with their distribution. Exactly. Exactly. So you can now randomize their distribution while keeping the defined the calculated difficulty no. So you can now randomize their distribution using the calculated, because the calculated the difficulty here, he did it right? So these two lines are perfect. It's fine. I mean, it's just, you know, rescaling the player skill based on the minimum and maximum skills, and then is scaling it between 0 and 1. So it's fantastic. So the calculated difficulty is oh fuck, now I'm messing up myself. Wait a second. Wait a second. In the previous version, it didn't have the difficulty as a... Yeah, exactly. Setup minigame should not take a difficulty as an input. It should calculate it based on the range, right? Exactly. There's difficulty percentage, right? Exactly. The difficulty percentage you calculated at the beginning, which is correct. You should not pass the total difficulty, right, as a parameter. As is calculated inside setup minigame. Anyway, I'm pretty happy, you know, that this guy is not doing it right. Because if this guy would do it right at the first shot, you know, the life of programmers will be probably easy for one day, and then they will all without a job, right? So... Okay, let's see if I understood. I appreciate the clarification. There is the modified algorithm assuming the spot size is scaled between 1 and 5. The total difficulty is calculated inside setup minigame function. Okay, let me see. So... Okay, so he didn't change this, which is good. He didn't change that, which is good. We have our parameters here. It still has the weight. I don't know why, but anyway. Is rescaling... You messed up like a boss. He messed up completely. No, he removed the scale. I know. Okay, I mean, it's just one line, but I know he removed the freaking scale. I mean, this was between 58 and 360. Why removed it? This will never work. This will never work. Only the first two lines are correct. Everything else is bullshit. Why you removed 58 and 360? These are the values of the spot sides. These are the value of the spot sides. So you have to rescale those from 1 to 5 so that you can sum them up with the other parameters. But then the output should be for this should be, but then the output for spot sides, right, should be again between 58 and 360. Bro, easy to say, but you are fucking up, I tell you. No, I cannot do it. Okay. Okay, I give up. He cannot do it. He doesn't understand. It's too stupid. I mean, is amazing. Is amazing because anyway, is providing a result that kind of looks fine, you know, but it's completely wrong. I mean, not completely. I mean, I would say yeah, it's fairly wrong. It's kind of wrong, yeah. It's kind of wrong, yes. Yes. Okay, let's try to do it ourselves then, boys. I think we will just do it ourselves. I mean, anyway, the structure is not that bad, right? The structure is not that bad. The problem is that so let me say, okay, this is done. Now something else. Okay, this is done. Now something else. I need a C++ program that scales an input parameter that has a value between 58 and it will say, oh, it's the previous one. Between 58 and 360, the program that receives an input parameter with, yeah, my English maybe is also not the best, with a value between and scales it on a range between 1 and 5. I mean, this should be super easy, right? It does it as a double. It's taking the minimum plus the output maximum. It tends to That's kind of funny anyway. I like it. Enter a value between 58 and 360. 58. The scaled value is 1. Good job. 360. Scale value is 5. Pretty good. 72. 1.18. Okay, so this time we did it right, I would say. Output, I just don't know what is output minimum. Okay, it does output minimum plus output max minus output minimum. So is getting the difference multiplied by input value minus input value divided by this. Okay. The only problem is that we will use the same, right? Because our parameters, we don't know. I mean, we have to make the parameters all the same, right? In terms of difficulty scale, which is very, very hard, I think. But and we can use this, you know, to scale it. I think scaling to 1 to 5 is very reasonable. Because no, but actually I think the previous way was probably better, right? So you decide the total. So let me think about it without ChatGPT for a second, right? So how many times the spot will appear? We said between 1 and 5. The speed of the hammer, okay, is in seconds. The time is visible, 1 and 5 seconds. And then the size of the spot, we said between whatever 58 and 360, right? So what we need to do, we just need to decide. We need to do that initial thingy, which was actually correct, right? This, so that we decide. So that we decide a percentage, right? So we say my difficulty percentage is the player skill minus the min skill divided by the max. Okay, so this is giving me what? This is giving me this is player skill. It is player skill minus minimum skill divided by 1 minus the other. So yeah, divided by the difference between the two, right? Now I'm just validating that this thing is correct, because otherwise minus 0.2. Why? Ah, sorry, the max minus the mean, not vice versa. The max, yeah, I did the max minus the mean, so it is 10, right? It is 10. Ah, yeah, because in this case it's below. Yeah, in this case it's below the minimum. Yeah, so it's correct. In this case it's below the minimum. So if I do 15, it will be 0.5, right? Yeah. And if I do 10, it will be 0. And if I do 20, it will be 1, right? So it is... Yeah, so that is correct, right? Then here is just clamping it to avoid. I don't think we need to clamp it. I mean, if it's below 1 or above 1, I mean, we can clamp it to 1, but if it's below 1, we just don't run the minigame. And then after this, we need to. So this is basically where the player is, and so what is the difficulty of the minigame, right? Simply. And now we can compose these 4 parameters, right? From 0 to 1, how we want, right? So basically, so I need just a very, very simple function like this that just says I mean, I don't even need that, right? I just need to say that I just need to multiply by my difficulty value. That's what I need to do, right? So I do minimum plus y input value. Wait a second. Ensure the input values within the specified range. Minimum between input max and input value. Okay. Well, okay, fine. Well, we don't care about that. So we just need to multiply it by our difficulty range, basically. But we need to ensure that the output is scaled that way. I haven't made a good prompt. I don't know. Okay, it's 12. It's 12:20. I think I'm gonna go, but I think it's good. I think I had a bit of fun with that. So I think I will just change it so that is basically scaling these parameters based on the percentage of difficulty. So basically this will be something like, you know, 58 plus, you know, 360 minus 58 multiplied by our difficulty value, right? So this is pretty much what it is. So 0.5 is 209, right? So if I change my player skill to 10, then that will become 58, right? Exactly. If I change my player to 20, this will be 360, right? So as simple as this. Do you have snow? There is very little snow. There is very little snow at the moment. At least in the mountain next to me, there is very little snow. So, but you know, they make it artificial. They put artificial snow. And yeah. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna go. I don't know if I will be able to stream in the next days. Probably not. So if I'm not able to stream, we will probably see each other on the 28th or the 29th, okay, of December. 28 or 29 is possible that I will be back, okay? But anyway, I will be on Discord, I will be connected, so if you want to chat or say something or discuss about the bugs or anything else, we can discuss, okay? Bye bye. See you guys, have fun. Remember that you can download our game. Our game is available for free. You can go on our main website, which is in the links below, and you just click on download now, and you can play it for Windows, Linux and Mac. Also, we have a Patreon site, and now you can also subscribe on Twitch. I would suggest to do it with Prime if you have it. If you have a Prime, just use it. Why not? Thank you, boys. Bye-bye. See you soon. Have fun. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.